Want to order food in English like a native? I'm Eric, and let's jump straight into getting a table. Okay, let's start with a very common situation. Imagine you walk into a beautiful restaurant in New York or London. You are excited. But then the host walks up to you, looks you in the eye, and asks, "How many?" Suddenly, you panic. Your mind goes blank. You hold up 2 fingers and just say, 2. Let me tell you, you are not alone. Almost every English learner goes through this exact moment. When a host asks, "How many?" and you just hold up your fingers and say, 2, it is not grammatically wrong, but, well, it can sound a bit cold, almost a bit rude. So, let's learn our first golden chunk to get a table politely and feel like a pro from the very start. When you walk in, look the host in the eye, smile, and say, "A table for 2, please." Let's look at this structure. It is so simple, but it is incredibly polite. You can change 2 to any number. If you are dining alone, you can say, "A table for 1, please." If you are with your family, you can say, "A table for 4, please." Let's do a quick pronunciation check. Notice how the words "table for" and "to" connect. We don't say "a table for 2." We blend them together. Listen carefully. "A table for 2, please." The word "for" is very weak. It sounds like fur. "A table for 2, please." Let's practice. When you hear the bell, I want you to say out loud, "A table for 3, please." Ready? Wonderful! Outstanding pronunciation. I can hear you speaking up with confidence already. Now, what if the restaurant is very busy and you were smart? You called them yesterday and booked a table. How do you say that naturally? Don't say, "I booked a table yesterday." That sounds too textbook. Instead, use this smooth, professional chunk. "I have a reservation under Eric." Just replace Eric with your own name. For example, "I have a reservation under John," or "I have a reservation under Sarah." Let's think about why this chunk is so powerful. It immediately tells the host that you are organized, and it uses the preposition under which is the exact natural word native speakers use for booking names. So, next time you walk into a busy restaurant, don't worry about grammar. Just pull out this chunk. "I have a reservation under Eric." It is so easy to stick to, and it works every single time. But what if the restaurant is fully booked? This is another place where learners often get nervous. The host might say, "I am sorry, we are fully booked right now," or "There is a wait." What do you say next? You need to know how long you have to wait before you get hungry. Don't panic. Just ask this clean, simple question. How long is the wait? Let's practice that slowly. How long is the wait? If the host says, "It is about 20 minutes," and you are happy to wait, you can say, "Could you put me down for 3, please?" This chunk, "put me down for," means to write your name on the waiting list. It is incredibly natural. For example, if you are a group of 4, you say, "Could you put me down for 4, please?" And if you see some empty seats near the bar, you can ask, "Is it okay if we wait at the bar?" Using these chunks shows that you are comfortable, relaxed, and in control of the situation. Now, let's move on to the next step. Ordering your food. Many learners make a very common mistake when the waiter comes over. They translate directly from their own language and say, "I want the cheeseburger," or "I want water." But here is a small secret. In conversational English, saying "I want this" can sound a bit too direct, almost like a demanding child giving a command. So, how do we order politely and sound like a sophisticated, natural speaker? We have two incredibly powerful, long-term chunks. They are your best friends in any restaurant. The first one is, "Could I get the," and the second one is, "I'll have the." Let's look at the first one. Could I get the? This is a beautiful, polite question. For example, could I get the cheeseburger, please? Or, could I get a glass of tap water, please? Notice how could and I blend together in standard spoken English. It doesn't sound like could I. It sounds like could I. Could I get the cheeseburger, please? The second chunk is, I'll have the. This is short for I will have the, but we always use the contraction I'll in conversational English. If you say I will have the, it sounds a bit too formal, like you are a king in a palace. So, let's practice the contraction. I'll. It sounds like I'll. I'll have the steak, please. Let's do our active retrieval challenge. Imagine you are at a beautiful seafood restaurant. The waiter walks up to you and asks, "Are you ready to order, sir?" Or, "Are you ready to order, ma'am?" I want you to use the chunk "I'll have the" to order the grilled salmon. Ready? Listen for the chime. Yes! Brilliant! I'll have the grilled salmon, please. Now, let's look at one more very common situation. What if the waiter comes over, but your brain is still translating the menu? You are not ready yet. Don't panic. Don't just say, "No, wait, wait." That creates a lot of stress for you and the waiter. Instead, use this relaxing, polite chunk. "Could we have a few more minutes, please?" This chunk is a lifesaver. It is professional, and it instantly buys you time to look at the menu without feeling rushed. Let's practice saying it slowly. Could we have a few more minutes, please? Usually, when the waiter first comes to your table, they will ask about drinks. They might say, "Can I get you started with something to drink?" If you just want plain water from the sink, which is free in many Western countries, don't say normal water. Say, "Just tap water, please." Or if you want something sweet, you can say, "Could I get a Coke with ice, please?" What if the menu is huge and you have no idea what is delicious? Don't just pick a random dish. Ask the waiter for their advice. You can ask, "What do you recommend?" This is a fantastic question. It is friendly, and it starts a nice conversation. Or you can ask, "What is the most popular dish?" If there is a special section on the menu called Specials, you can ask, "What are the specials today?" This is how you protect your peace of mind and keep your learning journey bite-sized and stress-free. Let's move on to our third section, customizing your order. What if you are a very picky eater? For example, let's say you absolutely hate raw onions. Or, what if you have a food allergy? You might feel nervous because you don't know how to ask the waiter to change the dish. You might end up eating something you hate, or worse, spending 10 minutes picking ingredients out of your food with your fingers. But actually, customizing your order in English is incredibly simple if you have the right chunk. You don't need to explain a long story about why you hate onions or why your stomach hurts. All you need is this simple, robust framework. Could I get that without? Let's write this on the blackboard. Could I get that without ingredient, please? For example, if you hate onions, the perfect phrase is, "Could I get that without onions, please?" If you are allergic to peanuts, you can say, "Could I get the salad without peanuts, please?" It is incredibly direct, polite, and safe. Now, what if you are ordering a salad and you want salad dressing, but you don't want your salad swimming in a lake of sauce? You want to control how much sauce you put on your salad. In English, we have a very specific, high-intent chunk for this. We say, dressing on the side. So, when you order, you simply combine your ordering chunk with this custom chunk. Listen to how natural this sounds. Could I get the Caesar salad with the dressing on the side, please? Let's break down that pronunciation. With the dressing. On the side, please. Let's try a quick challenge. I want you to order a chocolate cake, but you want the ice cream on the side, not on top of the cake. Use the chunk. Could I get the chocolate cake with the... Ready? Listen for the chime. Incredible! You nailed it! Could I get the chocolate cake with the ice cream on the side, please? What if you have a serious medical allergy? It is very important to communicate this clearly. Don't just say, "No milk." Say, "I am allergic to dairy." Or, "Is this dish gluten-free?" If you are a vegetarian, you can ask, "Do you have any vegetarian options?" And if you like spicy food, but you don't want your mouth to burn, you can say, "Could you make it less spicy, please?" By using these chunks, you are not just learning vocabulary, you are developing the ability to communicate your exact needs comfortably, without your language learning ever falling off track. All right, we are entering the final stage of our restaurant experience, dealing with mistakes and paying the bill. Let's address the first issue. What if there is a mistake? Let's say you ordered the chicken, but the waiter brings you beef. Many English learners are so afraid of making a scene or making a grammar mistake that they just stay silent, eat the wrong food, and feel sad. Please, remember our core philosophy at Chill Chat English. Connection, not perfection. It is completely okay to speak up. The waiter wants you to be happy with your food. To do this politely, start with a soft opener. "Excuse me." And then use this highly polite chunk. "I think there's a mistake." Let's write that down. "Excuse me. I think there's a mistake. I ordered the chicken, but this is the beef." Notice how gentle this is. By saying, "I think there's a mistake," you are not blaming the waiter directly. It is very polite, and the waiter will apologize and fix it immediately. What if the food arrives, but it is cold? Don't eat cold soup. Speak up politely. Say, "Excuse me, this soup is a bit cold. Could you warm it up for me, please?" This is incredibly polite and completely normal. Or, what if you drop your fork on the floor? Don't pick it up and clean it with your napkin. Just catch the waiter's eye and say, "Could I get a clean fork, please?" Now, let's talk about wrapping up the meal. What if you couldn't finish your delicious meal and you want to take the leftovers home? In many Western countries, this is very common. Don't say, "I want to pack this." Instead, use one of these natural chunks. "Could I get a box for this, please?" Or you can ask the waiter to do it. "Could you wrap this up for me, please?" Finally, it is time for the bill. First, a small cultural note. In the United States, we usually refer to the paper that shows how much you owe as the check. In the United Kingdom, they call it the bill. Both are perfectly understood everywhere. So, how do we ask for it politely? Use this classic chunk. "Could we get the check, please?" Or, "Could we get the bill, please?" And what if you want to split the cost with your friend? You don't need to try and explain how much money each person is paying. Before the waiter prints the bill, simply look at them and ask this clean, simple question. Can we split the bill, please? Or, can we pay separately? The waiter will automatically split the check and bring you separate card readers. Also, remember the tipping culture. In places like the United States, tipping is expected. If you want to pay with cash and you don't want any change back, you can say this very smooth phrase to the waiter. Keep the change. It is that simple. No complicated math, no grammar stress. Just clean, prefabricated chunks that work like magic. Whenever you feel nervous, just dust yourself off, pull out these chunks, and speak up with confidence. Now, my friend, we are going to do something extremely important. We are going to activate your physical mouth muscles with our 4-step shadowing technique. I am going to act as the waiter, and I want you to respond to me using the chunks we learned today. Let's do step 1 first. I will say the line, and then I will give you a clear vocal cue and a silent window to speak. Imagine you are arriving at my restaurant, and I walk up to you. Hello. Welcome to Chill Chat Grill. Do you have a reservation? Now tell me you have a reservation under the name Sarah. Perfect. You should say, I have a reservation under Sarah. Now, let's do the next step. You are sitting at the table and I walk over to take your order. Are you ready to order or do you need a few more minutes? Tell me you want to order the cheeseburger, but with the dressing on the side. Outstanding effort! You should say, could I get the cheeseburger with the dressing on the side, please? Let's do one final round. You have finished your meal and you are ready to pay. You see me walking past your table. Politely ask me for the check. Yes, magnificent. Could we get the check, please? This interactive practice is what turns passive vocabulary into active, fluent speaking. Day in and day out, this is how you build a real English brain. Wow. We did it. We successfully navigated a full restaurant experience in English using nothing but simple, natural chunks. Think about how much progress you made today. You didn't study boring grammar rules. Instead, you focused on real, practical communication. You are 1% better than you were 45 minutes ago. Before you go, let's play our YouTube algorithm comment game. I want to see who made it to the very end of our podcast. If you are ready to use these restaurant chunks in real life, go down to the comments section right now and type the word restaurant with a comma and tell me, what is your absolute favorite food to order when you eat out? Your comments tell the YouTube algorithm that this is a high-value, highly engaging video, which helps our channel grow and reach more learners just like you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in our cozy Blackboard studio today. Keep practicing, protect your peace of mind, and remember, connection, not perfection. I'm Eric, and I will see you in our next lesson. Take care, my friend.